Hello everyone, and welcome back to Occult Perspectives. I'm glad to be here. It's good to be back. I have something special planned for you today. I've actually wanted to present this topic for a while now. The occult and esoteric lore of Elden Ring. Now, I know I've talked on my channel a bit about, the esoteric and occult symbolism in video games, especially like Zelda, the Elder Scrolls, and now Elden Ring. So Elden Ring, I've been playing it for about 2 years. I played it shortly after it came out, so back in 2022. It's taken me like 2 years to beat the game. The mechanics are really difficult, so it takes a while to learn how to play it. Unless you've already played like a Dark Souls game. I had played the first Dark Souls game, just the first two bosses, so I barely even played those games. So Elden Ring was really challenging for me, and kind of what kept drawing me back to it is like the storylines of the game. The NPCs have really interesting like characteristics, archetypes, and stories, and it all ties together really neat and interesting. So I want to get into a little bit of that in this video, and just show you guys what the game's about a little bit. And some of you have probably already played it, I'm guessing. So I know for me personally, these video games, they can be a good way to channel a lot of, really, even if you're just working through like time frames or periods of depression, video games can be very good for channeling a lot of like frustration and just, anger and sadness and all of those things. It's not something that you want to rely on, permanently. Video games are something that we do for fun, but we don't want to get, you don't want to get like hooked on them 24/7. Like today, for instance, like I went on a run. I haven't played any video games yet today, so it's all about that balance, but you can learn a lot of cool esoteric knowledge from different video games. You want to say hi, Bella? Hi, Bella. So yeah, it's just amazing, like the master storytelling that takes place, and especially games like Zelda, how it's really like the spirit is just channeled into, these people, at least the story writers, and they're able to, spread that influence into the mass collective and really help with individuals' evolution, spiritual evolution. A lot of the times, unconsciously or subconsciously, people don't understand the profound teachings that are concealed within these games, which are really, it's hidden in plain sight, but you have to kind of like know the esoteric keys to kind of really unlock the deeper meanings of what some of these storylines are talking about. So let's get into it. The lore of Elden Ring is so expansive, I'm barely going to even scratch the surface. So I recommend you go and check out lore videos of the Elden Ring. There's a couple really good channels out there. I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but if you type in Elden Ring lore, it'll be some of the first videos that pop up. And I mean, there's hours and hours and hours of story. There's all kinds of like theories and all of these things. And by the way, if you're new to my channel, what I typically do on here is I talk about different esoteric research subjects, such as Freemasonry, Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, the Tree of Death, etc. And sometimes I have a little bit of fun and I cover things like video games, because it's part of my own personal journey. Video games have always played some influence in my life, especially when I'm going through like dark or difficult times. Like it's a way for me to channel extra energy into something that is quite a challenge, because this game was very challenging. Like I said, it took me 2 years to beat, and me and my son, we play it together, so it's great. I love it, and it's brought me a lot of happiness in a really tough time. So I am thankful for that. Let's go ahead and get into the story. I'm going to turn the volume down just a wee bit. I did want to play some Elden Ring in the background. This particular video, if you just type in Elden Ring gameplay, it's like one of the first 3 videos that pops up on YouTube. So anyway, and I've had to use YouTube a lot to beat the game, as well as this player's guide. If I didn't have this, you know, the game would be so much more, so much more difficult. So.